Good evening. It's 9:36 p.m. on Sunday night, and this is the video actually for Monday morning, October 10th. Is it the 10th? Yes, October 10th, tomorrow, Bobby Vanderklok's birthday. I've entitled the talk for tomorrow, which I'm giving you now tonight, Ninth Wave, Connecting with Old Friends and New. Before the reunion and now afterwards, I am meeting new friends. But as I was leaving New Jersey, I felt an amazing healing going on inside of me. Tears flowed mile after mile as I drove along Interstate 78 on into Pennsylvania, releasing old disappointments and drinking in amazing new energies that flowed freely from my infinite self to my finite self. For me, this trip has been about reconnecting with and healing my past, while simultaneously creating my future. Perhaps I will only realize the impact once I return to my habituated environment. I wish there was some way I could have been doing the video for those 30 or 40 or 50 miles that I was traveling from New Jersey into Pennsylvania. It's been a while actually for me that I felt such strong connections, and I think it's because of the fact, as I said in the blurb, that I was healing something from my past this weekend. And one of the things that I'm conscious that I was healing is the judgments of dropping out of school twice. And although I never really had a sense of abandoning my classmates, the weekend gave me the sense that in some ways we each had to go on our journeys and become what we are today. I know I did. And there was lots of emotion as I looked back at moments, just moments shared during the weekend with my old friends, and meeting some of my old friends as if they were new friends. But before I even got to New Jersey, I visited a new friend in Pennsylvania, in Milford, Pennsylvania, and had an opportunity to chat for about an hour and a half, and I've talked on the phone too, but I got to meet face to face with one of the ladies that listens to me regularly. And tonight I'm in the home of Bernard and Barbara near Fairfax, Virginia, in a beautiful secluded home in a wooded area. I mean, my goodness, this is amazing, amazing energy here in this house. As I walked the property earlier when it was still light out, and they cooked me a beautiful meal, and I'm staying in an absolutely wonderful room as I'm looking around at the pictures. It's just the energy of the whole weekend has been amazing, and this is the launching point to returning home in the morning. By tomorrow, sometime in the evening, I will be back in my own home, in almost my normal routine, and I'm looking forward to that. But I feel like something has changed inside of me, and I felt it so strongly during that time. I mean, if I could have had a camera there and been able to record and talk from that space while that was going on inside of me, I don't know what it would have done to everybody else, but boy, I wish I had it to just watch the video myself, because the energy, as I said, was just amazing. And I almost don't even know what to say now, because a part of me is still feeling that energy, and it almost leaves me speechless, which is probably why it was good that I didn't have a camera there, because maybe I couldn't have said anything. Maybe it wasn't about speaking words. Maybe it was just about feeling feelings and letting the emotions flow, letting the tears cleanse. I wasn't judged, or I wasn't aware that I was being judged. As I left this morning from the breakfast, I was feeling really accepted by my old classmates and appreciated. And that healed my own self-judgment. I mentioned this morning a lady that I talked with her and her husband, and they do Habitat for Humanity. Her last name, before she got married, was Love. And that's what I felt through the weekend, especially today, especially in the breakfast this morning. I felt more love from my old classmates than I've ever felt before. And I felt such a warm reception as I arrived here in Fairfax after going through, I realized this afternoon why I try to avoid Washington, D.C. I got a little bit of a traffic jam around Baltimore, but it was nothing like Washington, D.C., where I sat in bumper-to-bumper traffic along I-95 and I-495 at the junction and on into 495. I must have been an hour to an hour and 15 minutes at least, progressing possibly 10 miles. 2 accidents. But I got here, and Barbara and Bernard are such loving, wonderful, hospitable people. And they made me feel so welcome, inviting me into their home and saying, "You're welcome to go anywhere you want in the house." I didn't, of course, but I did walk around in the yard, and I did look at the rooms of the house that I passed through to eat. And what I'm sharing with you is simply my love, my appreciation, my feeling of being connected. And for you that are listening and watching, what can I give you? I can give you this, that everything that you've ever wanted is inside of you. Every healing power that you need for your life is inside of you. You don't have to get it somewhere else. You just have to follow your heart. Trust your gut. Learn to see with the eyes of your heart. Learn to look for the good things when it seems like the world is caving in around you. And I know it seems like that for a lot of people. I wish I could have comforted Bobby more over the loss of his son. But I did what I could do. There are no regrets for having made this trip. There were times before I made the trip that I was somewhat apprehensive about what might happen. And we do that to ourselves, don't we? Sometimes we imagine bad things happening. Nothing bad happened other than sitting in some traffic jams. And was that bad? I don't like it. But it wasn't bad. I made it through, just later than I intended to get here. But I want you to know that I really do love you. And that's the other part of the connection that I was feeling today. I felt like I was holding my whole class in my heart, but not just my whole class. One of the recurring meditations is that I hold the whole world in my heart. One of my friends, Bill Van Stevenik, that I mentioned in today's earlier video, he was explaining to his significant other that I'm like a bodhisattva. I came here because my parents gave me to God before I was even born, probably before I was even conceived. They gave me to God, and I've always had this God presence with me, this divine knowing, even as a fundamentalist Christian, even when I was in high school, even when I was in the army, even when I worked all the many jobs. No matter what I've been, there's always been this God awareness, this divine consciousness, if you will. And I do. This is one of the things that I remember feeling this morning, because I was looking out at the cars around me and at the scenery that we were driving through. I realized that the divine part of me is loving life and loving earth and loving humanity through me. And I really was feeling it, which is why tears were flowing. I wish I could give you that, especially if you're going through a hard time and are upset with what's happening in your life and in the world around you. I wish I could give you the peace that I felt, that I feel right now. I do give it to you if you're willing to receive it. Because all you have to do is allow, take it in and drink it in. We're getting close. Tomorrow we start the final day, and I'll have a special message about that probably Tuesday morning. Because I'm still thinking remembering this is Monday, even though it's Sunday. This is the Monday video. It's such an exciting time for me, and yet a peaceful excitement. Thank you for listening. I love all my old and my new friends, and the ones I haven't even met yet, haven't come into my circle of life. Peace. Namaste.